Rivers chapter of the People's Democratic Party has officially announced its decision to boycott the October 5 local government election in the state. It was gathered on Wednesday. The PDP neither made any arrangements to participate in the poll nor fielded any candidate for the exercise. Rivers PDP chairman Aaron Chukwuemeka, who spoke at the party secretariat in Port Harcourt, said it was waiting for the court verdict on the election in the case instituted by the All Progressive Congress. Chukwuemeka urged members of the party to stay away from any activities connected to the election. He said, "As a law-abiding party in the state, we will not be part of the purported local government election that they have slated on 5th October. That is the party's resolution. All stakeholders met and we resolved that we won't be part of that election." The reason is that a few months ago, there was a suit instituted by the APC. We are not part of the suit, but as a law-abiding party, we heard that an order was issued by the court restraining INEC from releasing voters' register to RISIEC. What election are we going to have when voter register is not released to RISIEC and security agencies are not going to be part of the election? Based on that, the party said we would not be part of it because we believe in the rule of law. All the major stakeholders of our party were in the meeting when we took the resolution. It was a collective decision of our party. What do you have to say to this story, George?
Well, I must commend the PDP, the state party chairman, Aaron Chukwuemeka, for the resolution of the PDP in Rivers State. The reason being that as a law-abiding party, as a party created by law, there is a restraining order against the election of October 5th by RISEC. There is an order of the court, stopping INEC from obliging RISEC the voter register. Also barring the police, the security agencies from taking part in the election. So what kind of election would that be when there is no voter register? I mean, those who will vote will not even know if they are qualified or not, if they are actually captured to vote or not. So it obviously will be a sham election. So for the PDP to have resolved not to take part, I think I want to commend the leadership of the party in the state, respecting the law. It is for the law to say whether those who want to conduct the election are in contempt or not. But for now, what the PDP has done is to, remove themselves completely from whatever that will, the outcome. We don't know where the law will swing. So whatever the outcome, PDP has resolved not to be part of it.
Right. Now, the question would be, the Martin Samehule led Rivers State House of Assembly has written the governor initially speaking about listing out the constitutional infractions according to them. And recently has also come out to also accuse the governor of not obeying court rulings. You'd recall that after this court order was given by the Federal High Court, the governor in response said that elections will hold. Ironically, RISEC has been silent through all this, but the question would be, and which is also the question in the mouth of a lot of Rivers people, would the governor obey this particular court order in this instance? Do you see that happening?
I don't see it happening, given the fact that the governor's supporters, those who are working with him, who have defected from the PDP to the APP to run for the election, have already kick-started their campaign. So if it is something that the governor will obey the order, he would not want them to expend, whatever money they have in going for campaigns and all of that. You can see you're in this state that the campaigns have intensified. So what that means is that the governor is not ready to obey the court order. So, but this is not new. This is not new. It is not left for the courts to assert their independence as one of the arms of government. So the courts have a lot to do. There's an order they have, issued. If the governor refuses because he has an immunity, nobody can arrest him. the courts will always have a way, to exerting their
Well,
independence.
that's still, now that boils down to the judiciary, according to what you've said. But then, in Nigeria, the judiciary, a lot of court orders has been disrespected by sitting governors, by the presidents, by EFCC, federal institutions. I can go on and on and on, even to list examples of court orders that have been disrespected, and nothing happened. Do you see any difference when you say it's left for the court to implement? Do you even see any difference, even if the governor should go ahead with the elections?
There is a reason why there is a reason why law exists in a society. There is a reason. And one of those reasons is to ensure that the society does not, deviate from what it should be, resort to anarchy. Normally, we expect the judiciary to, stand their ground and exert, their influence as one of the arms of government. This is now in their domain. There are always a way. If the executive or the governor or whoever refuses to obey or abide by the court orders, there are ways that judiciary can invoke whatever power they were given by the Constitution.
All right.
So if they fail to do that, it is not for me, to begin to act. But then the governor must realize that as the chief executive of the state, he swore the oath of allegiance to the state and oath of office to maintain peace, law, and order. So if he's the one that becomes the lawbreaker, I don't know what he expects the ordinary citizens to do. So we expect him to obey the court order.
Interesting. Now, looking at RISEC as the institution, the state institution saddled with the responsibility of conducting the local government election, with INEC not releasing voter register to RISEC, you would agree with me that even the list of eligible voters are not published yet, both at the ward level and the local government level. So how do voters know they are eligible to vote?
This is one of those things that will make the election to be a sham. Like I said earlier here, without the voter register, those who are supposed to vote wouldn't even know the units, the units where they are supposed to vote. They wouldn't know whether they are qualified to vote.
And
or
how will these agents, RISEC the agents in charge of the elections now that are to register voters, how are they going to do that? How are they going to even confirm their eligibility? With what beavers, with what IREF? What the ballot boxes, the election materials, is the governor going to print out a different, I don't know.
The RISEC may decide to
RISEC has been silent.
Yeah, they have been silent because they know that there is a restraining order from the court barring them from conducting.
But they've not come out to say anything.
This is
it a case of who pays the piper dictating the tune?
This is exactly what we are talking about. In fact, the best thing would have been for the governor to see how to vacate that order, because you cannot conduct an election without the manual voter register.
The time to vacate the order has passed.
So
at the window given by law.
So what that means is that the election should not hold, but he still wants to go against the law. So that is why I keep saying that the judiciary should know how to exert their influence. They were given, this power by the GRONOM, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is not by the governor. So the judiciary should know how to exert their influence. But however, if the governor continue to go the way he is going, I don't know what will happen. I don't know what will happen. But we'll be in this state to see the outcome.
Elections is next week Saturday. Barely 9 days. Barely 9 days away. And you recall that campaign started, the APP candidates, the governor's loyalists started their campaign this week. It wasn't even last week.
Okay.
Is that in line with the Electoral Act? A week, barely 10 days.
This is to show you that everything they are doing is sham. Normally, this election, if it is something that is not having any impediment, they would have given ample time for those, assuming all the parties.
The question is, are they even following the?
They are not even following the guidelines. It's because they are trying to cut corners, just to ensure that they conduct the election, and at the end of the day, let's go to court and start battling it. That's exactly what you see happening. Nothing will happen. allocation will come and will release to the winners of the election, the elected. And
but then that's where it becomes interesting, because the court can actually give order to the body in charge of disbursing the allocation.
We are saying the same. They have just
so now there will be chairmen if it goes to court. They may be elected chairman in quotes, but then not have access to allocation to run their local
That is
governments.
why I said the courts have a role to play. As the arbiter here, they have a role to play. If the court exert their influence, because they have given a restraining order, the governor and his people refuse to abide by that order. And if they eventually go ahead to conduct the election, winners emerge. It is for the court. They have a way. I'm not a lawyer, but I know the court have a way of putting a stop to some of these things.
All right.